Okay, so this lesson is Barbie bungee jumping. It's a lesson on linear regression, and what we did is I'm going to show you not exactly this, but basically here's a video on the internet, is that we went to Main Street though, and we did our Barbie bungee jumping. Now this little girl is jumping it with her slinky, but what we did is we used rubber bands. So we went ahead and went to the rubber band usage of Barbie. Okay, let me bring it up. There we go. And we wanted to know how many rubber bands did Barbie need. Now, mine is blank here because everybody's data is going to be a little bit different. And the main thing is to figure out what is the outcome and what is the prediction. Now, the prediction is your Y variable. It's whatever you're predicting. And in this case, I'm predicting what is the distance that's going to be traveled based on the number of rubber bands that Barbie has. They are both quantitative variables. And I'm going to be using FUDs, or this uses DUFs. In my classroom, you'll see FUDs, but it's form. And the form is either linear or not linear. The unusual features are gaps and outliers or clusters. The direction's positive or negative, and the strength is going to be strong, weak, or moderate. This pattern, the pattern is not showing on here, but the pattern that you have on all of yours is going to be an increasing pattern. So you would say as the distance in traveled increases, so does the number of rubber bands increasing, and it's a tight pattern as well. The learning targets that you're to learn on this particular lab is that explanatory is used to predict. It's your x-axis. And the response or your prediction is the outcome, and that's your y-axis. It's what responds to the explanatory variable. Okay, so for learning target 2 and 3, you can see here's when I have my explanatory is on my x-axis and my response is on my y-axis. And you're going to be describing data. Again, this says DUFs. The way I have in my classroom is the acronym FUDs, but it means the same thing. Form is linear or nonlinear, and that's all you have to say in this class. You don't have to put anything else besides linear or nonlinear. You don't have to describe the exact curvature of the line, or excuse me, of the pattern. It wouldn't necessarily be a line if it's not linear. Unusual features, are there gaps? Are there outliers? Are there clusters? And make sure you identify where those are, where they start and where they end. And the direction, is it positive or negative, or is there none, right? Is there a constant? And the strength, we're going to talk about the strength tomorrow, but the strength is going to be measured in my correlation coefficient. And is it going to be strong, moderate, or weak? Kind of how we talked about in this pattern as well. On your checking for understanding, we identify sugar as the response, as the explanatory variable, and calories as the response, because sugar explains why there's so many calories in the particular food item. If you add sugar, the calories go up. But again, let me just indicate for you, your response variable or your prediction variable, the y, is always whatever you are predicting. If it doesn't show you clearly what you're predicting, just do what actually makes sense the most. In this particular instance, it made sense to have sugar as the explanatory variable because it wouldn't make sense to reverse the way that it's like if I add calories, sugar goes up, because you don't add calories, you measure calories from the amount of sugar you have in there or other things that you have in the food. If I graphed it, this is what I get here, and I have a scatter plot shows a positive, fairly strong linear pattern. There's a possible outlier with peanut M&Ms at 79, 790, where you see that, yes, it's still within the pattern. It's just an outlier. It has more sugar in it compared to the other candy items. All right, so that's it as far as the Barbie bungee jumping. It's a great activity, and if you missed it, you'll have to go out and on your own time have the Barbie bungee jump over the balcony. All right, thank you so much.